And we're back. Nimrandir jumping back into the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect the First. And I was actually caught off guard, to be perfectly honest, before I walk in here and talk to the Terry Inspector Nihilus. Doing a little shuffle as I feather the analog stick. I didn't realize that when you jump into the Legendary Edition, like when you pick at the main screen, you pick a particular version of the game that you want to play. And when I did that, like it had the title screen with the press any button. I pressed the button, and it just took me like literally right here. I was expecting like the original Xbox thing where I had to press go into a menu that said resume career, or with the little extras menu that you saw initially. It was kind of funny. All right, let's get in here. I have to. Couldn't remember if this dialogue triggered automatically or not.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
The captain said he'd meet me here.
He's on his way. I'm interested in this world we're going to. Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
I don't think I described this before. So generally speaking, the top half of choices here, the top side corresponds to sort of the paragon part of the game's morality system. Sort of you might want to call that the cooperative good guy. Stuff on the bottom end, like this so what option, correspond to the renegade. Not really villainous, just playing up to sort of the ruthless, not a people person kind of thing. Most of the time. There are a few exceptions, but generally speaking, I tend to stick to the good guy option, so we'll hit Beyond Beautiful here.
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it really?
Well, why are you asking?
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
Ready for
I
what?
think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
I figured there was something you weren't telling us.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
There must be a reason you didn't tell me about this, sir.
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
We'll talk about the Protheans in just a minute, but I always found it funny. The need-to-know basis, So he's probably wondering, is that why I had to wear armor, like, on the ship when nobody else is? But anyway.
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago.
Their legacy still remains. The mass relays, the Citadel, our ship drives. It's all based on Prothean technology.
This is big, Shepard. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
So if you're not a big fan of the Citadel Council, which at the moment you don't really know what the Citadel is if you haven't already played Mass Effect, but I'm not going to go that route. I've played characters that kind of just have it in for sort of the big government thing. That's not the way Alan Shepard, my first guy, went, though, so...
It never hurts to have a few extra hands on board.
The beacon's not the only reason I'm here, Shepard.
Nihilus wants to see you in action, Commander. He's here to evaluate you.
Guess that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
Not many could have survived what you went through on Akuz. You showed a remarkable will to live, a particularly useful talent. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
It's kind of funny looking at this again. This is a 15-year-old game, and I don't think they did that much in remastering. It feels kind of funny looking at the way the human faces move versus the Turian. I think Nihilus somehow felt more natural than Captain Anderson just watching the way the face moves, because he's an alien. We don't have a frame of reference, right?
Why would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity. Some of us see the potential of your species. We see what you have to offer to the rest of the galaxy, and to the Spectres. We are an elite group. It's rare to find an individual with the skills we seek. I don't care that you're human, Shepard. I only care that you can do the job.
It's kind of funny. I guess with the remastered texturing, it feels sort of weird being able to see, like, Commander Shepard's pores on his face. That feels kind of wild, you know. I'm kind of wishing I'd chosen a different complexion option. Oh well.
I assume this is good for the Alliance.
Earth needs this, Shepard. We're counting on you.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
Okay, so now I'm going to help everybody fill in. I know most of this stuff, but again, I'm a lore hound. I love listening to how much effort was put into building this world. So, yeah, so we're going to get some lore, people. Buckle up.
What do you know about the Protheans?
Just what they taught us in school. They were a technologically advanced species that ruled the galaxy 50,000 years ago. Then they vanished. Nobody really knows how or why, though I've heard plenty of theories. But everyone agrees galactic civilization wouldn't exist without them.
Their citadel is the very heart of galactic society, and without their mass relays, interstellar travel would be impossible. We all owe the Protheans a great debt.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
What are the Terminus
The
systems?
Attican Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
We're not telling you.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
All right, let's talk about
I'd like to
Eden
know
Prime.
more about Eden Prime before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond Earth. It symbolizes humanity's growth and evolution as a spacefaring species. And after this, it will be known as the world where humans made a discovery of galactic importance.
I mean, we don't really know what's on this beacon, so it's kind of funny to say we found this one, and that's going to make it, you know, like galactic importance. But, all right, I should go.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
Problem.
What's
you say.
wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
I think my Shepard just gave the people's eyebrow. Wow.
Get down!
I like that they put a name on that subtitle.
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need.
And so much for that guy. Love the people who aren't wearing helmets. Very Game of Thrones.
Everything cuts out after that. No comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5.
Twitchy jaw
Status
pulse.
report.
17 minutes out, Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker, fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly, without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold.
The ship looking like a hand was a nice touch.
Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
So Caden, who was in the cockpit earlier, along with Joker the pilot, and then Jenkins, who was all excited for Spectre Justice.
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective. The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you're coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
I love the way he runs. Yep. Chonk, chonk, chonk. I think they did it a little better now.
He'll feature status reports throughout the mission. Otherwise, I want radio silence.
We've got his back, Captain.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck.
We are approaching drop point 2.
We don't actually get
Ship
the
perimeter
idea.
secure, Commander.
Okay, so now we actually have, like, gameplay. But before gameplay, I'm going to hop into the menu for a sec. So there's a codex, like I said. There's a lot of codex. You can see what's here, I promise. I'm not going into all of the codex stuff. Like I said, that's, something tells me that's not, like, going to be juicy viewing. Just to watch me. I mean, no, it is cool that some of these get read to you, but, So, the quest log, the moment, I'm supposed to head to the dig site. I've got, but I do need to level up my characters. So, you've got a squad screen where you do the level up stuff. But, let's see here. So I want to put something into pistols. It's going to be my primary gun. One of the things that, again, comes from playing this at the lower level is, that there's a lot you kind of have to unlock. So you've got to sort of buffer what you put into things as you make your way through here. So I'm going to put 1 point into armor, because a little bit down the line is a shield boost, which if your shields go down, that's kind of a bad thing, and so you can get them popped back up, to a little over half capacity. Electronics and decryption give me my two sort of like combat powers. Overload, which breaks shields down. Decryption unlocks sabotage, which actually keeps enemy weapons from firing for a bit. They basically get off one shot and then it like instantly overheats. So kind of handy. You have to get to certain stages to unlock the other abilities that are currently grayed out. So I'm not really going to be good with sniper rifles until I, upgrade, the pistols thing sufficiently. Then you've got a general sort of class buff thing, which cuts down, as you say, various stuff depending on your class. For this one, it increases the damage of my powers and, reduces heat buildup on my weapons. So I'm also a very talky type person, as you may have gathered from sort of the other games I've played. So that's a thing. So the way it works in this particular, as you say, in Mass Effect 1, you've got dialogue skill points you have to invest in. So Charm is kind of the Paragon-themed one. You can see the Paragon of Renegade bars surrounding Shepard. Intimidate is more, Renegade-themed, unsurprisingly. They have some other passive perks related to buying and selling that come up. So let's see here. Now we've got Caden. So Caden is a Sentinel, so he's not going to be really good with weapons, but he has both biotic and tech powers available. I'm gonna go ahead and fire up his barrier. So that's a biotic sort of shield boost. It's actually kind of impressive. It says it can't block attacks that bypass shields. Most attacks don't. And trying to decide what to do with this other point. Yeah, your squad mates don't get as many as you do, but so first aid heals health. What does Sentinel do? Yeah, it reduces his cooldown times and increases. It's actually his only weapon improving ability. But I kind of want him to have some biotics, so I'm actually going to try to work toward getting lift. Lift is one of the coolest abilities in the game, in my opinion. And since I kind of already have the tech side covered, I'm more focused on his biotics. So we'll do that. Then we have Jenkins. He's a soldier, like I said, shooty, shooty, bang, bang. We're going to point into assault rifles. It gives him a skill that makes his assault rifles even better. And we'll do the class-specific soldier, thing, because it gives health regeneration, which is nice. That way, you don't have to, like, pop your first aid ability just to get health back. Health doesn't recover on its own. Your shields will recharge. Health doesn't. Again, assuming things haven't changed from the original Mass Effect 1. This is my first experience with the Legendary Edition, so Alright, cool. So, got that taken care
This place
of.
got hit hard, Commander. Hostiles everywhere. Keep your guard up.
Okay, Nihilus, sure. Use the touchpad to draw or holster my weapon. So, and I can use R2 to fire.
Those gas bags. Don't worry, they're harmless.
So yeah, so these things are floating around, and they're basically there to give you kind of target practice. So
Finally, some action.
I love that. Yeah, so L2 increases your accuracy. That's great. I'm gonna put away my gun right now because these things are harmless. I honestly knew they were harmless. It's just kind of fun to pop it up to hear Kaidan go, "Time for some action," and then like yell over the fact that I blew up the gas bag. Oh, come here. Give me this upgrade kit. So, gave me an armor upgrade, some metagel, and a codex entry. Like I said, I promise I'm not going to read the codex entries to you. There's enough going on in this game. I don't feel obligated to do that. I can hold down the X button to sprint a bit. In combat, it's a limited resource. Uh-oh, fire. Fire bad. Alright. Hold L1 to switch weapons for my squad, which is probably a good idea. So let me pop open the weapon wheel. So, unlike some of the later games, if you didn't actually play Mass Effect 1 and picked up with the series in 2 or 3, I think 2 actually did did a pause, if I remember right. I want to say Mass Effect 3, it just kind of slowed things down like a bullet time thing when you pulled up these wheels. Just making sure everybody's actually got the guns I want them to have out. So Kaidan has his pistol because everybody has 4 guns, even though most characters can only use 2 effectively. Soldiers being a bit of an exception. So it says that Jenkins is currently switching probably to his assault rifle. I'm gonna pull out my sniper rifle. I'm still not technically like good with it in terms of my skill points, but I'm kind of curious to see how this ends up working out. So okay, so yeah, this is definitely a change from the first game. So now that I'm zoomed in, you'll notice it's like regular like third person, like I say, a third person, first person shooter type. I'm scoped in. Since Mass Effect is an RPG, and BioWare at that point didn't really have much experience with things that weren't straight up RPGs, your skill points kind of tied into how good your weapons were in the game. So instead of just having this little like reticle in the center, you actually had like sort of a circle representing accuracy, and it would shrink as you got better guns and as your skill ranks increased. Now it's just there like a cursor, so I may be able to play the game straight up like a shooter, which I'm not great at shooters, so we'll see how that goes. But the sniper rifle was sort of an interesting quirk because of the way the accuracy, was framed based on your statistics. In the original Mass Effect, if, when you zoomed in with a sniper rifle, there would be some sort of kind of sway built into the, it would just kind of rock around regularly, and like crouching would reduce it because crouching is supposed to make weapons more stable, that kind of thing. But you would just kind of wobble around, except in one situation, which we'll get to in just a sec here. Run forward. I don't think there's anything else to pick up. I just put all my guns away. I think it's assuming I've got out my assault rifle. Yeah, I think that's my sniper rifle on my back in this picture. Send Jenkins up. There's some gas bags. And Jenkins is down. Okay, so now we've gotten into our first actual fight. Yes, I'm pulling out the sniper rifle that I had out before the battle started. And we've got these little drones that just like murder deathed Jenkins, it looks like. He's definitely down. Now, my son plays games like this like a shooter. He's pretty good at shooters. He's got a fair amount of FPS third-person shooter type experience under his belt. So yeah, he just kind of plays the game a little more run and gun. I tend to play the game like I'm playing an RPG. Again, see my Pathfinder series. But so I tend to go into pause mode a lot and start triggering abilities on things. Like for instance, these guys are shooting stuff. So I am going to hit a sabotage on this guy, on this one little flying drone thing in the middle, so they can't shoot at me. All right. And let's see, what do I want? I'll let Kaidan's ability sit at the moment. So I actually took out one of the drones with the blast. This guy's shields are down, maybe because Caden shot it. I don't know. We'll have Caden use his throw ability on that guy. And then I'll probably just pick off the last one with a gunshot, but... yeah, okay. Oh, he's still up. Okay. Alright, took a little shield damage. So, so Mass Effect is built as a cover shooter. You may notice we've got convenient, chest-high wall kind of stuff and lots of rocks. So, so I could have hugged this thing if I'd felt like sprinting for cover. And weirdly enough, this is one of those quirks from Mass Effect 1. If you were playing with a sniper rifle, hugging cover when you popped out to zoom with a sniper rifle made it behave exactly like I'm doing right here. Like you didn't have the wobble built into the cursor. So if you were playing with a sniper, that was generally what you did. I'm going to switch to my pistol for now, because I don't have a lot of long-range engagements here, but I didn't switch. Still had out my
Rip right through his shields. Never had a chance.
Rip Jenkins. It's kind of funny, I think most people kind of knew that Jenkins was going to die right there. At least this far in. I don't think back in 07 anybody really saw it coming, because you'd met him on the ship. He seemed like he seemed like a character who's going to hang around. Unless you'd played other BioWare games, in which case BioWare tended to have kind of a tutorial buddy who would end up just sacrificing himself. Trask from Knights of the Old Republic, the Star Wars RPG, was probably the most famous of the bunch, but anyway.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so he's... yeah, I'm still carrying it. I think I switched Caden to his pistol and not Shepard. That's probably why. And Caden's like, you told me to... why did you just tell me to get out the pistol I've already got out? So... yeah, Caden did get hurt. Good night. Okay. How do I do the Omni Gel? Or how do I do Meta Gel again? Triangle. Thank you, game. Yeah. Heal Caden. He somehow managed to get his shields dropped. Alright, we got a drone up there. Looks like several of them. Here, Caden, you use your sabotage on that guy. Good lord, I can't shoot. Okay. The gas bag is going to float in. Yeah, the gas bag just... Caden just shot up the gas bag for me. Thanks. Okay. Alright, cool.
I've got some burned out buildings here, Shepard. A lot of bodies.
Oh dear. Nihilus has found a lot of bodies.
I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
Okay, so we leveled up in the midst of all this, and I hadn't done anything with it. So the journal, find the beacon. Continue to the dig site. Jenkins is dead. Press F for Jenkins. Alright. Yeah, poor old Jenkins. Alright, so squad-wise, now at this point, yeah, I'm gonna put a little more into the talky stuff, and... I said, part of the problem with going with a hybrid class is that you kind of want to put points, like, everywhere. So, electronics, if I remember right, gives me more shielding. So yeah, I'm going to go with that one over decryption. Increases the damage from my tech mines. Yeah, I'm going to lean into the powers at the moment. I'll eventually get to where I'm better with the pistols and sniper rifles, but... Whoops. Put your helmet back on, Shepard. Doesn't even... oh, toggle helmet. There we go. I was like, did it tell me that that was a thing? Alright, so Caden... yeah, let's go ahead and... we'll put one into the first aid. And go ahead, like I said, I'm leaning into his biotics. So we'll go that route. And you can, change things by hitting the square button like it shows here. But once you've acted, as you say, once you backed out of the screen or switched to another character, it's locked in. Like, I can't change what I spent Shepard stuff on earlier. So, alright. By the way, don't step in the fire. I think the fire actually hurts you. I'm not about to experiment with it. I know it did in the first game, but... I like how it just says switching on poor old dead Jenkins' spot on the squad wheel. I don't remember if it did that before. That would be kind of funny if it did. Okay. Yeah, it's got... To be honest, the squad AI is not bad in this game, so I tend to not, unless I just really want somebody, like, to, you know, do something in particular, I tend to just kind of let them handle themselves. I mean, maybe on the highest difficulties. I did do a run with an adept in hardcore, and I might have needed to use the tactical commands a bit more heavily in that, but usually calling them back to me is kind of the extent of what I end up needing them for. Whoa, get down. Where are the drones? Caden, you're kind of in my way, but hopefully this will... Alright. Well, I took out that guy. I'm looking to see if I can get cover here. These trees don't really make for good cover, but, Caden, you're just shooting at a tree, dude. Alright. I can't see the things that I'm supposed to be fighting from over the side. Okay, well, let's come up the middle then. Come on, game. Fine, fine. Now, if kind of a weird quirk, if I remember right, technically, Caden shouldn't be able to see this drone, but I think you can trigger the powers in the first game triggered off your line of sight and not your party member. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, Caden's sabotage mine just kind of teleported in. I think that's kind of funny. There's a gas bag. Fire indeed hot. Alright. Before I go down, I saw an upgrade thing. I remember there was an upgrade deal here somewhere. Where was it? After I collect the item, I'm probably gonna press pause on the video. Yeah, there it is. It's right there. I said I know this game pretty well. I don't think there were any other pickups along the way that I've missed. And you may not be able to get this one before other stuff happens. So, oh no, I can get there. That's fine. Get a metagel to replace the one that I may have already used, or I might have already gotten a replacement. Somebody killed this body and burned it up. Rip that person. Okay. So I don't think there were any other upgrades available. I like the way you got your gun drawn. You have like a sprint bar, but you don't otherwise. Like I said, I think if I put my gun away, then it's not a limited resource. But it also drains way faster than it did in or way slower rather than it did in the original game. When Mass Effect came out back in 07, like you could only sprint like from maybe here to that rock before the gauge was drained. It like drained super duper fast. Alright. So yeah, stuff is gonna happen when I cross through this rather convenient, set of rocky gates ahead of me, like the lens flare. Anyway, so this is a good place to press pause on the video. Thanks for watching. Feel free to hop back to episode 1 of the Nimrandir Plays Mass Effect series to see me talk an awful lot about a game that I really, really, really like. Alan Shepard, Caden Alenko, and the gang will catch you next time.